we'd also recruited him to the board of Ralph Lauren. And I also knew back when he was at McKinsey, he'd also done some work he was the leader of the technology practice, but also did some work in retail. So I knew more than was obvious that he had some interesting multi-unit experience in the hospitality business, but also some retail on the board of Ralph Lauren. So when we were talking about what he loved and his transformation at Carlson and the combination of figuring out what the right strategy is in a really dramatically changing global hospitality context at Carlson, but also trying to bring a culture along. And he was like, and, now I've been here for a long time, it could be interesting to do something outside. And I said, well, here's an idea. I said, it would build on, it's a huge need of strategy and a huge need of talent and culture. And I said, and that's the benefit of being around the corner. And he said, well, what are you thinking of? I said, Best Buy. And he literally said, Jim, you're crazy. and in fact, that's the opening line of his book, The Heart of Business. Jim,
right.
Crazy. And he literally said that. I said, well, hear me out. Earlier on this conversation, I said, strategy wasn't as important. But in the case of a company like Best Buy, strategy is really important because it was not obvious to anybody how they were going to survive. Circuit City, their biggest competitor, went bankrupt. Amazon was crushing them. They had this gigantic real estate footprint. They had no economic model. It was really unclear. And the board didn't really have a clear view of what the right strategy should be. They figured it needed to be a retail insider who could bring good operational discipline and reduce costs. That was kind of what their assumption was. And the more we chatted about it, I said, I don't know this, but it seems to me that in a world where technology products are getting more and more complicated, are we all just going to buy them on Amazon without even trying them out? And what if you can't turn it on or put a television on? That's complicated. I said, they do have Geek Squad. That seems like a good idea. And so he did a lot of research on it and that process. We used the process, and we had really, really good candidates on that. And one thing we often do toward the very end when you have finalists, and it's a CEO process, is we have the candidates write a 3 to 5 page vision paper, a written prose memo. We do this now all the time, where they would say, here would be my vision as CEO of Best Buy, and here's how I would go about implementing that vision. And that process is really instructive